What's going on YouTube? Stu Trial Talk. In this video I wanted to share with you a little snippet from the interview that Rich Welfare has done with Eric de Valmency. Now if you don't know who Rich is the spray coach. He specialises in airless plaster and also spray rendering. And he's just done an interview about an hour long with Eric de Valmency on Ask the Plasterer, which is Eric's channel. Now I'm going to put a link in the comments, guys, to the full video, which I say is around over an hour long. They cover a lot of ground. They go into Rich's background and how he sort of migrated from being a typical bread and butter gypsum spread like myself. He's transitioned over into airless plastering, which involved a big layout and a lot of time, effort and money thrown into it and invested into it to learn. Also learn about the pros and cons of the machines and stuff like that. But you get stuck into it quite deep. Quite inspiring and interesting listen. Thought I'd share that with you. Are you a gypsum plasterer looking to learn more about spray machines? Have a listen to this, but also get stuck into Cookie's channel, Rendervate, Joel Cook, because he specialises in spray render systems, as does Rich Welfare. Two what I would consider influential plasterers in the game that are willing to help and willing to share their knowledge and throw you guys a rope. Rich mentions in this interview that if it wasn't for the people that helped him when he was learning and interested when he was younger, if it wasn't for those gents that took the time to answer his phone calls and lend him tools and run him through machinery and processes for free, he says that if it wasn't for these people, he probably would have threw the towel in and gave up. I think that's true to life. It's true in my case as well. There's been a lot of people in my life when I was 18, 19, 20, hungry to learn the plastering trade and get on the trowel. If it wasn't for these guys, these journeymen, these seasoned plasterers that took me under their wing and actually shared their knowledge, I probably wouldn't have pursued it, to be honest. Probably stuck in the factory to this day. So we have a lot to we owe a lot to these guys, these gentlemen that have done that for us. And now Rich, myself, Joel, Eric, Anthony, Alex Morley, we're all doing the same thing, and we're doing it on a virtual platform as well, like this. So it's about sharing it out, and for the people that want to learn, they've got that hunger, they want to learn, we're here for you. So again, I'm not biased to my own channel. I'm here to share all channels. It's about supporting one another, because we're all singing off the same hymn sheet at the end of the day. We all do things a little bit different, and we've all got a bit of a different edge, but we're all doing the same job, which is to create content that helps you guys, and also as a byproduct helps us as well, because we become better by learning ourselves from others, from other influencers. Since I've started Trial Talk, the amount of doors that I've opened for me personally, just through meeting other guys that are specialising in different areas of plastering, but also stuff that's off the tools. I mean, there's some of the stuff that Rich and Joel talk about, it really does resonate, because I think they're the sort of blokes that think outside the box, and that's what this trade needs. It needs to step away from the sameness that we've had, for years and years and years and years, and try to think a little bit different. And that's what Rich has done with his business, with his airless plastering, which not many people doing it, guys. Rich talks about how he was one of the early innovators really in the trade, and how he would test out kit and machinery, try and fine-tune things, try to find people that were the best, and then when he did, he felt disappointed, and he wanted to become that himself. So he's got this entrepreneurial drive, if you like. Like me and like Joel, I think that's it inside us as well. So anyway, give this a listen to, guys. Let me know your thoughts on spray plastering, and again, check out the full video, which I'll put a link in the comments for you. But yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys.
What people are forgetting is when your shoulder goes, it goes. well, I'd rather be changing parts on a machine than my body.
Yeah.
And this machine's doing work. This machine turns up, usually doesn't let me down.
Yeah.
And once you understand that, you can fix most problems.
Right.
So yes, there's a lot of prep in the airless spray plaster, but that prep is quite low skilled. It's very teachable. You could sub it out to a tape and joiner.
Right.
You can do it yourself at your own pace. But the advantage for me is, as we all know as plasterers, but always getting let down. You've got a large ceiling, you've got your ever spread who doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Your day's done, your set's done, or you're going to have an attempt to do it yourself, nearly kill yourself and put a poor finish on.
Yeah.
With this system, it's start, stop. I can spray half of a ceiling, stop, come back tomorrow when it suits me and do the rest. It blends into
blend
itself.
it in that well.
It blends in that well because it's a lightly sanded finish.
Right.
Obviously the finish is just way above multi, but it was more the fact that I didn't need to rely on people. I spent a lot of my time relying on people, letting me down, and it always hampered my business and my plans. I didn't rely on people as much when I started using that system.
Right, okay.
I could say yes to any size project, any size wall, and not think I'm going to need somebody else. You don't need somebody else. Of course it works better with other people, but you don't need them anymore. Like there was no... I'll be posting a large, probably 150 metre ceiling we did recently. I did it with a labourer. We just turned up and just sprayed it.
Yeah.
Started at 3 o'clock one evening, spraying one coat, and came back the next morning and finished it off. And that's, that was the beauty of it on that side. That was the brilliance, that I didn't keep getting let down anymore. I didn't even put myself in a position to be let down. So it worked brilliantly for me in that aspect as well. Yeah.
So is that another reason why you kind of like, well, I don't know if love it's the right word, but you thinking, this is definitely, this is the way forward for me. This is my business now, and I'm sticking with that, and I'm very happy with it.
That's it. More control. Machines gave me more control.
Yeah.
So when you do an external spray render, you've got a machine that's mixing, pumping up the scaffold, and powering it onto the wall. I say that's a 3-man job. Mixing, taking up the scaffold, and on the wall. So I'll have a lad on the machine bagging, and if it's a small enough job or not too massive, that guy bagging, once we put the product on the wall, he's going to jump on the scaffold and then deal with it with me.
Right, okay.
That's 2 men at the power of a 5-man team there.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of that came from the pain of being let down, the pain of not finding good people.
Yeah.
And again, it always works better with more help, no doubt about it, but with the airless spray plaster, it's very teachable, it's very easy and correctable as well. So I've had apprentices or labourers not daft, in about a 6-week time scale, do airless spray plaster to a finish as good as any other plasterer that's been doing it years. In about 6 weeks. They've copied the process, they've learned it, it's quite forgiving. You can sand back blemishes really easily as it's designed to be. And so I've got young learners doing rooms. That wouldn't happen multi-finish. They need to shadow you for 18 months.
Absolutely.
And it's hard graft, but they're out there loving it, enjoying the process of just spraying on, troweling their work, and then when it's time to go home, because you've got an appointment, you don't compromise your set. You don't think, how am I ever going to get home on time? You just make a decision. You put the gun down. And you go home. And you do what you need to do.
As I say, because you can kind of blend the stuff in, because you're going to have a light sand over it anyway.
And I think one of the other big take-homes really from that was the energy. When I used to skim all the time, I'd come home knackered, absolutely knackered.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
and the missus and the kids and stuff, they'd want to do stuff. And in all honesty, I used to let them down a lot, and because I didn't want to. I was tired, and I'd be thinking they wouldn't understand. As soon as I got into the airless spray plastering, my energy levels changed. I used to come home and felt like I'd done half a day's work, and I would start going out in the evenings. And I know that people did that anyway, but like they were doing it knackered. They were saying yes to things they didn't want to do because they were tired. And I felt like I had loads of energy, and I could just go out and start doing things in the evening that I'm usually too tired for. So from an energy point of view, not being let down by staff, and what should really matter is the quality of finish. You couldn't match it. It's as perfect as you want to make it, as much time as you want to spend on it. So, with a list of obvious client benefits and being ready mixed and white, etc., the internal spray plaster, it's another level.